A swelling cheer seems to echo through the corridors of Camp Nou as news breaks. Barcelona star Ronald Araújo's towering Euros 1 billion release clause has been restored. It's a moment that crackles with drama. Imagine a giant, gleaming vault slamming shut after opening just long enough to let a whisper of doubt escape. The headline alone sends shivers down the spine of every rival scout. How did it come to this, and what happens next? Although the summer sun still heats the high plains of the transfer market, the mosaic of Xavi Hernandez's Barca squad for the coming season is already taking shape, piece by colourful piece. Wander through the whispers in La Masia's corridors and you'll hear the names Joan Garcia and Rooney Bartegi chiming together like two notes in a rising melody. The veteran goalkeeper Joan Garcia has been ushered in to shore up the final defence line, his gloves snug, eyes sharp, ready to catch the very notion of defeat. Meanwhile, the youngster Rooney Bartegi arrives on tiptoe, his promise lighting up training grounds like the first spark of fireworks. These two additions may seem small brushstrokes on the grand canvas of Barcelona, but they give texture and depth to a team striving for glory. And yet, amid the calm of fresh signings, storm clouds linger over one player's future until today. What turns will this tale yet take? In the eye of this brewing storm stands Ronald Araújo, a name that has fluttered in the headlines like a restless flag. Just weeks ago, murmurs suggested his time at Barca might be waning, that the Uruguayan colossus might march off to greener pastures. But now, as if by alchemy, the question mark hanging over his destiny has transformed into an exclamation point. This is the man whose heart beats in rhythm with Catalonia's pride, the defender whose every tackle thunders through the stand. And behind every thunderous challenge lies the delicate thread of a contract clause, once a yawning gulf between club and suitor, then narrowed to a trapdoor, and now reborn as an unscalable wall once more. Do you feel that crackle in the air? The next chapter is about to begin. In the intricate dance of football finance, the fine print often shapes destinies more than the roar of the crowd. When Araújo last renewed his deal with Barcelona, the legal architects carved out a daring provision. From July 1 to July 15, his release clause would tumble from the staggering Euros 1 billion to a relatively modest Euros 60 million. It was a window of opportunity, a mere fortnight when a bold bidder could claim him for a song. But as the calendar's pages turned and July 16 dawned bright and unyielding, that brief interval slammed shut. Sport reported the twist in crisp headlines. The clause has snapped back to its original Herculean sum of Euros 1 billion. In that instant, the door to any potential transfers clanged shut with decisive finality. The clause's resurrection isn't just numbers on paper. It's a pledge, a promise carved in stone that Araújo stands, for now, immovable in Blaugrana armour. Would you bet against a contract so solid? With the clause restored, Araújo's continuity at Barcelona feels not just probable, but practically assured. Imagine a castle whose drawbridge is lowered, inviting the rightful heir home, only to slam shut on would-be usurpers. That image captures the essence of this moment. A defender secured, a clubhouse rumour laid to rest. Among fans, relief ripples through social media feeds, tweets replaced now with tributes to the man who blocked countless shots, who roared at attackers like a lion defending its pride. Yet this security isn't a quiet lull, it pulses with expectation. Can he sharpen his game after a season that slipped beneath his usual standards? The hooks in this story are taut, ready to spring into the next act. This restored clause does more than safeguard Barcelona's balance sheet. It reshapes the club's defensive blueprint. With Araújo cemented at the heart of the back line, Miguel Inzaghi, or rather Hansi Flick, Barca's tactical maestro, can sketch strategies around that colossal presence. Opponents may tremble at the sight of Araújo, chest puffed, eyes ablaze, ready to shatter attacking dreams like glass. The solidity he brings allows others to flourish. Full-backs push higher, midfielders thread daring passes, and the goalkeeper can venture forward with confidence. Barca's defence transforms from a tense octagon into a formidable fortress. And through every training session, you can almost hear the echoes of ambition bouncing off the walls. What fresh heights might this patchwork of talent scale? If the clause revival cements Araújo's presence, it may also elevate him to new leadership heights. Picture the captain's armband sliding onto his wrist, a weight that feels suddenly natural, as if destiny had tailored it just for him. With Marc-Andre ter Stegen's long-term future still uncertain, whispers circulate that Araujo could fill the void as first captain. Can you see it? The Uruguayan voice resonant and determined, rallying teammates before kickoff, his gaze flashing fire under Camp Nou lights. Such a role isn't merely honorary, it demands character, resilience and vision. And for Araujo, still reigniting the flame after a shaky season, this could be the crucible that forges him anew. The stakes now stretch beyond defence, they encompass the spirit and heart of Barca itself. Will he seize this chance to become more than a centre-back? Yet while Araujo's future glows bright, another defender stands in the club's summer crosshairs, Andreas Christensen. In a squad brimming with central options Inigo Martinez, Pau Cubarsí, Eric Garcia, Barcelona's roster resembles an overstocked armoury. Martinez and Cubarsí have carved out starting berths under Flick, while Garcia has steadily embedded himself as a key piece. Araujo's restored clause makes him financial deadweight on the market, practically off-limits. That leaves Christensen as the most likely candidate to depart. His calm passing and tactical intelligence have served Barca well, but with his contract ticking down to expiration next year, the club faces an economic imperative. Can he rewrite his story elsewhere, or will he linger in limbo as this summer's sacrificial lamb? The contract countdown fuels tension. Every training drill, every performance could tip the scales toward departure. Where might the Dane's journey lead, and will it happen before the window's last shutter falls? As summer's final act unfolds, the destination of Andreas Christensen remains the season's most intriguing cliffhanger. Will he join a Premier League rival seeking composure in midfield transitions, or might an Italian giant reel him in to bolster their back line? The clock is ticking and Barcelona's hierarchy watches with hawk-like precision. Meanwhile, Ronald Araujo stands secure, his chapter at Camp Nou assured for now, a rock amid shifting sand. And beyond these individual sagas, the collective story of Barca's next season pulses with promise and uncertainty. New signings, reborn clauses, looming exits, they weave together into a tapestry rich with possibility. So as the July sun dips low on another transfer deadline horizon, Camp Nou waits. Fans hold their breath, journalists sharpen their pens, and players lace up their boots. What dramas will summer's end unveil? Only time, and perhaps one final, decisive signature on that dotted line, will tell.